How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Twigger here with another high ELO commentary, this time featuring 3 players that you all probably know and love, and I really don't know who to feature in this game, but we have the killer bot lane of Team Solo Mid duo queuing here, Xpecial and Turtle the Cat, who, it's really Wildturtle. It's one of his alternate IDs, so he wants to get to rank 1, 2, and 3 with his alternate IDs, so hopefully he gets there, but this is Wildturtle and Xpecial, the very feared TSM bot lane. And we also have, I'm going to look at the Fountain right now because he's currently dead. I'm sorry I missed the first blood. I didn't get into this game quick enough, and it was apparently a very early gank. It looks like Shen picking up that kill and Lee Sin having an assist. But C9's, Cloud9's Balls, who has been ranked as probably one of the best top laners in NA, and we have seen him on numerous occasions give up quite a few kills in his lane, but he ends up having a big impact on the game, and him playing somebody like Renekton, I have full faith that he's going to do quite well in this game and really come back from that little deficit that he's got in the top lane. But I feel very bad for this Zyra and the Ezreal who are in this bot lane because it's Xpecial and oh wow, the W landing, and wow, that's gonna be an instant kill going up in, and we have another. Oh geez, okay, we have to let's take this one step at a time, folks. So it looked like in the bottom lane we had Wildturtle land a great W onto the Ezreal. He's gonna flash, get an auto attack, and expunge, and going to kill the Ezreal. And we're going to rewind it again just so that way we can see exactly what happens in the mid lane as well. So a great kill from Wildturtle. Annie just putting quite a bit of damage onto this Xerath while we have Evelyn coming through the back lane, getting the red buff proc, and Annie going to get another flash stun in. And that's going to be the death of the Xerath. So great little tower exchange there as well. Annie taking just a couple hits, making sure that the Evelyn didn't die from that. Great little play from the red team, and it looks like the Zyra is going to be dove here, and there's going to be a kill onto the Zyra. So as I was saying, feel very bad for this bot lane of the blue team going up against Wildturtle and Xpecial. Just a terrifying combo, and Wildturtle does love playing Twitch. Like in the LCS, I'm actually looking at the stats right now in the LCS. He played Twitch, God, how many times did it? 12 times, and he won 7 of the 12 games. Oh, sorry, no, I am reading that horribly wrong. He picked it 7 times. He won 5 of the 7 games, so he lost 2 of the games. So 71.4% win rating on that Twitch, so a very scary Twitch player. And he has his duo lane partner, Xpecial. So it's... Twitch does tend to be one of those champions that needs a little bit of protecting because he is a fairly squishy champion with not really a whole lot of escapes on his side. But he has his duo queue partner Janna as Xpecial, and getting those shields down onto the Twitch and landing those clutch tornadoes, it's going to keep him alive fairly well alongside that barrier. So I'm terrified to see what this duo lane is going to be able to do. But we're only 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. We already have about a 1k gold lead in favor of the red team. But it looks like Balls is getting dove here from the Lee Sin. Well, not dove, but ganked in. But it looks like the Shen might go down. No, the Feign is going to be just enough to keep... No, he is going to die to Balls. And it looks like Balls is going to die, but it was in favor of the blue team picking up that assist. The Shen getting the assist on that one. And Evelyn trying her best to try to take down this Lee Sin, but it's not going to be enough. The Ignite going down from the Zyra onto Xpecial, and a great grasping roots landing. Is the plant going to be enough? It is not. He's going to have to pop his barrier to escape this one, but it looks like Xpecial is going to survive this one, and so is Twitch. So having to burn a lot to get out of that one, but you know what? It was mostly what Wildturtle had to burn. Xpecial does still have his flash and his exhaust available, so... in terms of the other team, Zyra burning her flash and her Ignite to try to get that kill, which didn't end up happening. So the next time that Wildturtle and Xpecial want to fight this one, I think they're going to do a great job. But Wildturtle getting caught up in another grasping roots, going to survive. But Evelyn being taken quite low in the jungle. I just saw that pinging red picture there. But they're going to stay in lane for as long as they can. Ezreal taking quite a bit of damage, and so is Zyra. So with Janna's shields, you know, it's going to be kind of tricky for them to... tricky for Ezreal and Zyra to really pull a fight there. They had such an advantage after that fight, but once again, the skill of that duo lane really paying off. Not entirely sure why, but I guess Balls just wanted a deeper ward in that brush. Planted another ward further down into the river. He already had one that was just about halfway done, so a lot of people might be wondering just like, well, why the hell did he put another ward down, because that one still had time left. I guess he was just worried, he just wanted that extra vision in the river, getting it further down. But Pink Ward going down from Shen, and he's going to pick up 2 wards from this, so very smart play from the Shen. But Lee Sin coming now, and Ball's getting caught in another horrible position. The second part of the Q coming down from Lee Sin. Ball's timing his slice and dice to make sure he can try to get away from this one, but looks like Shen might try to dive this one. His taunt is not yet, well, his taunt is up, but the stun coming down from the Renekton, it's going to be enough to pick off the Shen. So, you know what, Shen took a lot of turret aggro from that one. And, God, kudos to Balls, right? God, I love how I'm going to be saying Balls this entire time. Just such a funny name to have. But kudos to him because he just ran around that turret, really played that turret game. And Shen just did not have enough energy. He used the Vorpal Blade instead of saving up his energy to get a taunt off so Lee Sin could come in. Why are we directed camming up here when there was a kill? Come on, directed cam. Let's get on this. So let's watch this Zyra here. Looks like quite a bit of damage comes down from this Twitch. Gonna just sit here and keep on hitting the Zyra and gonna just expunge, and there goes the kill. So Ezreal now coming in on this one. Gonna pick off the Janna, and the Shen now using his ultimate to try to get in onto Wildturtle. Gonna use his ultimate. A great taunt because there is a pink ward in that brush. And it looks like Ezreal is now just fucking around with Wildturtle. He gets another CS, but that's gonna be it. So Shen ending up picking up that final kill. Sorry, that final hit onto Twitch. A really unfortunate place for the blue team to have a pink ward on that one, but could not escape that one. So 2 kills going down in the bot lane for the one on the Zyra. But Wildturtle is sitting at 3-1-0, so a very scary ADC. And it looks like they are going to use this opportunity, the blue team, to pick up that first dragon of the game. So finally getting themselves into about a 1k gold lead. So it's really been kind of a back and forth game here. Balls is actually surprised. Like he's not doing great up in the top lane, but he has managed to pull off these plays that wouldn't normally happen, and he's keeping himself very much in it. Like, it's a fairly even lane right now between Shen and Renekton. A little bit more in the favor of Shen because he picked up a kill in the bot lane and some assists that Renekton does not have. But all in all, I can't believe it's one thing that Balls has always proven playing up in that top lane, whereas that I remember in a lot of his Rumble games in the LCS in the summer split, was that he could get so far behind, he could really feed his lane, be down like 5 deaths to his lane opponent, and mostly the dual lanes up in the top lane facing him 2v1, but he would always end up in the end coming back and really having an impact on the game, just because something like the Rumble Equalizer is just so important, and you don't really need to be fed to do a lot of damage with it. So on somebody like Renekton as well, who's going to be naturally tanky with his ultimate, could still do a lot for his team. But it looks like Janna being caught in a bit of a bad position here. I want to go back down just to see what's going on. Nothing really happening. The grasping root's missing. But Evelyn coming into this top lane to try to get a little bit of a gank down onto this Shen. But Shen going to be a very, very difficult person to gank, especially when he's so close to his own turret. But Lee Sin kind of thinking the same thing in this bot lane. Just wants to land a Q. The Q is not going to land, and that whole plan was now foiled. If that Q landed, I think it might have been a kill. But he did not have his flash available, and he does not have a sight. Well, he does have a ward, so he might have been able to insect somebody back. And for those of you who don't know, maybe you're not familiar with Insect, he is a great Lee Sin player, and what that would mean is that he would put down his ward behind somebody like Twitch. He would safeguard to the ward and then kick Twitch into his players. So it's a very complicated maneuver. It takes a lot of skill and very, very fast fingers. And it looks like Annie coming in, missing the Tibbers completely. The flash Tibbers did not work in the slightest. Ezreal getting away. Zyra not even having to burn the flash. So, wow, that's just so unfortunate for the Annie. That's losing a lot of pressure in her lane, especially because now, without that flash Tibbers engagement onto somebody like the Xerath to burn him down from 100 to 0, Annie's going to have a very, very difficult time against a long-range poker like Xerath. So, unfortunate that it had to occur that way, but Balls now, once again, in a bad position. Lee Sin just really ganking this top lane, but look at the damage coming out from Balls. The Shen ultimate having to come down to save the Lee Sin, but this might have bought Balls enough time to escape this one. The Renekton ultimate doing so much damage to Lee Sin and Shen, and the Q missing from Lee Sin, not going to land onto Renekton, so it looks like he's going to survive, and now Evelyn is just kind of standing in the wings, standing there invisible. The Q landing onto Renekton, and it looks like they're going to come in, but wow, so much burst damage. And now Shen being, Evelyn being kicked away from the Lee Sin. Can't believe he didn't use that to get that burst damage done, but wow, Balls just got destroyed. The flash taunt from the Shen just doing work, and it looks like Wildturtle is going to pick up that Ezreal in the bot lane, but wow, I cannot believe the amount of spike damage that they had just to... Balls was really trying to bait that one in so Evelyn could come in and they could clean that one up, but I don't think he expected the damage to come out of Lee Sin and Shen, because he didn't even get his flash up. I don't know if it was necessarily available during that fight right there, but wow, just a lot of damage that was kind of unexpected. But Shen sitting at 3-2-3, already got that Sunfire Cape finished. And just looking at the different builds coming out of the top laners here, we have Shen going for a very tanky build, but more of that being able to split push like a Shen would normally do. And Renekton also kind of going for a split push strategy with that... Oh, you're gonna Tiamats. There we go. I was like, you're not gonna forget this. Going for the Tiamats, but it's more of an aggressive split push build rather than a defensive split push build. So will be interesting to see who can kind of come out on top on this one. Renekton does have a stun, so if he ever sees Shen going B, he can technically prevent Shen from getting down there. But it will take a lot of skill and coordination on Renekton's part to be close enough to be able to hopefully slice and dice into Shen to stop him from attending a fight. Had to take a drink there, very bad time. Xerath being ganked from the Renekton. Really bad time to take a drink, I didn't know that was going to happen. Oh boy. Okay, so Renekton did roam down into that mid lane, just got an easy kill onto that Xerath. He burned his flash and his barrier, but you know, you've got the stun coming out of Andy, you've got the stun coming out of Renekton. It's very difficult to deal with that much CC, no matter if you flash and barrier or not. So, not going to harp on Xerath for getting killed there, but it looks like Wildturtle are going to try to pick up this Zyra. A great Zyra ultimate is going to knock him up, but is it going to be enough for Ezreal to pick him off? The Janna ultimate, the flash being failed by Wildturtle. Oh, he failed the flash over the Golem Wall. And now it's just Ezreal and Janna. Xpecial being chased down, the Q landing from the Lee Sin, and Xpecial trying his best to get away from this one. His flash is available. Going to flash over the wall, but Lee Sin is just going to flash right afterwards. Xpecial is just going to get kicked by Lee Sin, and that's going to be the end of him. So, oh, just a fail flash from Wildturtle. If he had flash over that, it probably would have been a horribly different story. And it looks like Lee Sin is now trying to get his red buff, but we do have Evelyn right here. But it looks like Lee Sin has pointed that one out. She has now been revealed. Lee Sin does not have his kick available, so no, Evelyn is not actually going to fight this one. She might kind of taper her way back. She is just kind of waiting there for right now. Probably just wants to smite seal this one away, and looks like they're still pinging Evelyn's position, but Evelyn now coming in for the Xerath. There's going to be the slow. The Shen ultimate coming down as well. The ultimate coming out from Xerath. The taunt is not going to be coming out of the Shen. Not getting there quite in time. But managing to burn the Shen ultimate for a Evelyn ultimate is a huge deal. So very big win on the part of the red team. And we have such a close game going right now. 20.6k to 20.3k. But there's the ultimate coming out of Annie onto the Xerath. He does not have any summoner spells available. Evelyn is going to be there for the assist on that one. Annie picking up that kill. Evelyn dodging the Lee Sin Q. Managing to just juke around this entire fight. And there's a double kill going to Wildturtle. And there's probably going to be the dragon as well, because Ezreal already used his ultimate, so he's not going to be able to try to steal this one. Zyra's going to try her best to steal it, but I really doubt anything's going to happen. The smite coming out from the Evelyn, picking up that dragon, and now all of a sudden we have ourselves a lead, almost a 3k gold lead in favor of that red team, picking up 3 kills for free and a dragon. So great little play coming out there, knowing that Xerath had no summoner spell, Shen had no ultimate available. It was just the perfect time to fight, and wow, Lee Sin never took that red buff, so Wildturtle is just going to come in and steal that one from under his nose. Lee Sin was so worried about that Evelyn coming in to just smite that one away that he just ended up not taking it. And ended up being a big problem, because now Twitch has the red buff, and he's also sitting, Wildturtle sitting at 7-2-0 with that finished Blade of the Ruined King. And I would love to see, how much gold does he have in the bank right now? 1,300, now 1,400. So I don't even know what he's going to go back and buy. I'm assuming since he's at about 1,400, he's going to wait until he has enough to buy a BF sword. That's what I'm thinking. Not exactly sure what he's going to build that into, but we'll just wait and see. I don't know what item he's necessarily going to buy, but always exciting seeing somebody as skilled as Wildturtle. God, it's going to drive me nuts. Yeah, sorry, I had not switched those ones over. Just going to see, he's going to build the Zeal. So he's going for that static Shiv. I was mistaken. He's not building any BF item. Going for that static shift to get that attack speed and also that clear potential and extra damage coming out of the on-hit ability from the static shiv. So great item on Twitch, and with the Blade of the Ruin King combo, you know, his attack speed is going to be nuts coming out of his stealth mode. In terms of CS, you know, we do have Balls actually beating Shen in CS, though he has had such a hard time in this lane. Still beating Shen in CS. The big difference, though, is coming from that mid lane and in the jungle. 86 to 50 for the Evelynn. 86 to 50. But then also in the mid lane, 140. Oh, geez, we have a little bit of a fight going on. Wildturtle getting absolutely destroyed by this Ezreal Zyra combo. He just went in by himself without Janna and just got himself completely killed. So losing that red buff, and I believe it went to, who did it go to? It went to, I believe it was Zyra. So Zyra picked up that kill. Wish it was on Ezreal, but still, they're not going to complain. They got the red buff off of Wildturtle. They got the shutdown. What more could you really ask for? Wildturtle just kind of overstepping his bounds there. Not having Xpecial there to support him and just running into the two of Zyra and Ezreal. They do a lot of damage, especially Ezreal with that Sheen. Once Ezreal gets that Sheen, he does start doing a lot of damage. But it looks like we have a tanky bruiser fight up in this top lane, which I know we're all looking forward to. Balls using his ultimate, doing as much damage as he can to Shen. But Shen does still have that turret available. I wonder if Balls is just going to try to take that one down. He is not. He's going to wait for his minion wave, but taking about half the HP off of Shen while Balls is still pretty much at full HP. It looks like the more aggressive offensive build is currently winning over the defensive build. But that's unless Lee Sin comes to gank, because if you have two people on you, you're probably going to die a little bit quicker than if you just have the Shen, who's currently just built tanky. But Balls just being a dick. Get it? Dick and balls. But looks like he might get engaged on here. Another amazing flash taunt from the Shen. Right at the end of that taunt, being able to flash over. I don't know if they're going to have enough to kill all, but the Q landing onto Balls from Whale playing that Lee Sin, and that's going to be enough. Balls also wasting his flash. So, being a little bit cocky, it is always funny to kind of be a little bit of a dick when you think that you're winning your lane, but if somebody's coming in for a gank like a Lee Sin, you just wasted your flash and you got killed. So, you can definitely see that solo queue mentality coming out of a few of these players here. But it's a pretty standard C9 Balls score, I would say, 2, 5, and 1. Like, he tends to just kind of get pushed around in the laning phase. But I assure you that once we come into the team fights and things like that, he will dominate those. He does a very good job in team fights. But that is only saying with C9 does he do extremely well. I have not yet seen him in solo queue, so we'll wait and see how he communicates with the rest of this team, but he does have very skilled teammates from Wildturtle and Xpecial, and I'm not going to take anything from the Evelynn or the Annie. I'm sure they're both good in their own respects. But it looks like Lee Sin going to have to burn his flash to get over that wall, but Evelynn very, very quick after dropping that W. The flash coming out of Evelynn as well, but the Shen ultimate coming down. He's going to try to taunt the Evelynn away. Lee Sin is going to run away from this one. Shen going to try to tank up as much as he can, but his taunt is on an 11-second cooldown. I don't think he's going to have it up in time. I think Shen might very well die from this one, sacrificing himself to keep the Lee Sin alive. Not the worst play in the world, but you know, you have to do what you have to do, especially when you're somebody tanky like Shen. Shen had a much better chance of getting away from that one. The ultimate being used by by Wildturtle to try to kill this Ezreal. The barrier being popped. The expunge, I don't even know if it came out, but Wildturtle now being caught out by the Zyra. The Xpecial ultimate pushing Zyra away, so actually kind of saving her life, but also saving Wildturtle's life there. But the one thing about the Ezreal ultimate is that if you miss it, you have just kept yourself open to auto attacks for like 2 seconds while you charge that thing up. But looks like Wildturtle getting caught up by this Lee Sin. The exhaust coming out from Xpecial. That's going to be a kill for Wildturtle, and also hitting the Zyra. There's going to be another kill, but is the Zyra going to be able to kill? No, he is going to miss the true damage. But look who's come down to the bot lane. Xerath is now here to try to pick down this Xpecial and the Wildturtle, but Xpecial dodging like a champ. The jukes of hazard coming out of Xpecial, and Evelynn now coming in. The barrier being popped by Xerath. Evelynn's probably going to just be able to pick up this one nice and easy. There you go, Evelynn picking up that kill on Xerath. So 3 for 1 in the bot lane. Wildturtle picking up a double kill. Definitely worth it for that blue team. The red team sitting at 33.7k to 30.3k, an over 3k gold difference for the red team. And now Evelynn sealing away that red buff. Going to get that nice and easy, pop that smite. The dragon is available, and I believe that the blue team now know that Evelynn used her smite, so I wonder if they're going to try to push for this dragon objective. But blue buff is available. Balls knows that. Don't know if anything is going to come for it. Wow, the pink ward going down in the red brush. Don't know why you would use a pink ward in the red brush out of all places. She does have an oracles, but just an interesting place to kind of put that thing. I guess they know that they've been kind of warding it all game. But it looks like the red team is just going to pick off this dragon even without the Evelyn smite. And the ward coming in far too late, and they just were not able to react to that one. So now 36.6k to 31.6k, so a 5k gold difference in favor of this red team. It's starting to get a little bit out of hand. But, you know, it all comes down to when you get to a point like this, all the blue team needs to do is to continue farming. You just get one good team fight, and you can push for that Baron, and now all of a sudden the game is right kind of square again. But they're going to need that very good team fight, and I'm assuming that with the build that Shen is currently going, he's going to go for that split push build and kind of try to keep Balls up in that top lane, because there's no way without teleport that Balls is going to be able to get down into a team fight, but Shen can get there ASAP. So I think they're both going to kind of be up in the top lane, but Shen is going to have that ability to split push and join the team fight. So I guess they're hoping for that, to kind of catch them in a 5v4 engage at some point, with Renekton still up in the top lane, preferably pushed up more towards his side so we can't push that second tier turret. But once again, it sounds all good on paper, but very difficult to actually accomplish. But it looks like Evelyn being caught out here, going to be popped up by the ultimate from Zara. The Zhonya is being taken, but not really going to matter because Shen used his ultimate to get down there. And now the jungler for the red team is down. This could be the chance for them to go for Baron, but it looks like Balls is just doing a great job of knowing that Shen is now not there. They're all at the bottom side of the map. He's just going to do as much damage to this inner turret as he can. Probably take it down to far under half HP. And it doesn't look like the blue team is going to get anything from this. Wildturtle destroying Ezreal in that fight, going a very duelist heavy build. And it looks like that Annie also killed the Zara. I do want to see this, just because it would probably be funny. Because I saw Tibbers come up, so it's always funny when somebody gets hit by a bear. But yeah, there's a flash Tibbers onto the Zara. Absolutely no chance of surviving that one against an AP Annie with a Deathfire Grasp. She is going to do so much damage. And Annie, you know what, I haven't commented on her at all, but sitting at 4-0-2, having a pretty phenomenal game. I've been so focused on like the LCS players here that I've kind of let Lanny go to the wayside and not really talk about her at all. But wow, 4-0-2 with 160 CS. You know what? Not doing poorly in the slightest. But it looks like Shen now with that Spirit Visage, still going a very tanky build. So don't know if he's going to be able to really withstand the damage coming out of Balls, but at least with that Spirit Visage, he's going to last a lot longer with the amplified heals. And it looks like they're both getting fairly low. Quite a bruiser fight here. But Lee Sin coming down for the gank now. The ultimate being popped by Renekton. Going to try to do as much damage to Shen as he can, but a great taunt leading him into the, not into the turret, but closer to the turret. The kick coming out of Lee Sin, kind of pushing him away. But Zara being taken down from Wildturtle. And look at the damage coming down. The lifesteal is absolutely insane. Going to get healed up by Janna. Janna now might be taken out by this... by the Ezreal, but it also looks like Evelyn coming down to try to take down the Shen. Finally missing one of those flash taunts, and he's going to be taken down by the Evelyn. Lee Sin just kind of got away from that one, taking too much damage from Renekton. And it looks like in the bot lane, both Xpecial and Wildturtle survived that engagement. Why did you do that right when I said that? I guess Wildturtle ran in to try to take him down because he does do a lot of damage, but just getting absolutely blown up by Ezreal there. So shutdown bonus, I believe, went to Ezreal there. When you just, and Balls looks like he's in a bit of a pickle here against this Lee Sin, but it looks like Evelyn is here to pop the ultimate, get the slowdown. I don't know if they're going to have enough to take down the Lee Sin. The flash being popped by Evelyn, going to take down Lee Sin, and Zyra is not going to be able to get in here in time to land the grasping roots, and Renekton just taking enough tower damage to save the Evelyn and allow her to dive in for that Lee Sin kill. But wow, just an action-packed game here. 22-13 for kills. A very, especially for the red team, a pretty high kill score game for being so high up in ELO. Ezreal just trying to farm up this lane, but here comes Annie. She does have her son available. There's going to be the Tibbers. There's the Shen ultimate coming out as well, but Ezreal has very little mana. The shutdown bonus, though, is going to be enough, killing that Annie. Shutdown going to the Ezreal, and also picking up, I don't know if he just picked up double buff. I think he might have. But definitely a worthwhile trade. The Shen ultimate coming at the exact right time, but oh my god, look at that. Took out nearly half of Zyra's HP. And look at, oh my god, he's doing so much damage. Evelyn should just be able to clean this one up. The Zhonya's coming out to stop her from being knocked up from that Zyra ultimate. And now it looks like, Wildturtle is just trying to pick away at this Shen, but the slows coming down from the plants is going to be enough to kind of thwart that attack. Wildturtle and Xpecial are going to have to get away from this one. A beautiful reaction time on that flash from Xpecial to get away from that, that taunt from the Shen. But wow, this has just been some absolutely epic plays, and Wildturtle sitting with an Infinity Edge, a Blade of the Ruin King, and a Spark. What the hell is it? Spark. Static Shiv. I was gonna say like Ionic Spark, like the old item, but Static Shiv. Unreal. But doing so much damage. It's unreal. Like taking that Zyra down with like one hit, taking her down to like half HP. That support is not safe in the slightest. I think that with that longsword, Wildturtle is going to be building that hopefully into a Last Whisper to start being able to take down people like the Lee Sin and like the Shen, who are building quite tanky, so they'll be able to withstand a little bit more punishment than people like the Ezreal and the Zyra. But if he gets that Last Whisper, I don't know how you're going to stop somebody like Wildturtle. And Balls, once again, like this entire time, has been struggling in his lane. But look at that. Wildturtle is here, takes down Zyra so quickly. But the Xerath going to get that stun and going to drop him very, very quickly. But once again, Balls jumping into 4 people. Like, what the hell? He had a struggle in lane, and now he's just diving into 4 people, no problem at all. But Annie is here. Her flash is up. Her flash ignite are both up, so she could definitely make a play happen here. And it looks like Ezreal's going to try to chase down this this Janna. But she might be taken down before, but the... oh, there's the Timbers, the stun landing, and wow, Ezreal just going to be absolutely blown up. So Xpecial with a perfect amount of Janna bait there. Going to lure that Ezreal into trying to kill her, puts that shield up, and manages to survive while the team just takes him down. So this has just been a nuts game, and Dragon is available. I wonder if that's where Renekton and Annie are going to be going. It looks like Balls is pinging down for that one, and Annie's going to finally join them. But there has been no action really around the Baron, and it doesn't look like Blue Team has this Dragon warded at all, so this is just going to be another free Dragon for the Red Team. And it looks like Evelyn is going to try to pick off this Xerath, dodging the ultimates like it was nothing. So very easy dodges, but it looks like Evelyn has bit off more than she can chew. She does not have her flash available, so she is probably going to die here very quickly. Shut down going to the Xerath, so it was a great play just on the Xerath, but did not know that the Shen ultimate was available to come in, and Zyra was right around the corner to help Xerath on that one. So once again, I'm fairly surprised to not see the Blue Team rush for that Baron. There's not really a whole lot more steal potential than the Smite on this Red Team, because you don't have somebody like a Gragas or an Ezreal or like anybody with those global ultimates. So I'm very surprised to see that they're not really pushing for that Dragon and then just peeling off to try to pick a fight that they were looking for. But, you know, once again, to each their own. It looks like Xpecial is going to take a little bit of heat from this Lee Sin, but Wildturtle is coming down, so Xpecial is once again trying to bait this one out. And look at the damage coming out from Wildturtle. There's going to be such an easy kill, just taking him down in just a small amount of shots. Those auto attacks just landing for so much after he pops that Blade of the Ruined King. And he's already got the pieces for that Last Whisperer. I wonder how much gold he's sitting on, but it must be pretty close. So sitting at 1,500, he has enough to build that Last Whisperer. He just hasn't gone back yet. So when he picks that thing up, I very much worry for this Blue Team, because there's going to be no one who can get in onto Wildturtle. They're going to have to just blow him up from a Shenton and a Xerath ultimate. But there's the Baron Nashor going to the Red Team, the first Baron of the game, making a gold lead of roughly 10,000 gold, just under. This is very, very scary stuff. The ultimate being popped by Wildturtle. Going to be plenty to kill that Tsar. It's just... he's sitting at 15, 6, and 1. He's just doing so much damage right now that I don't know how the Blue Team can deal with this. They have to get a very, very good pick off onto Wildturtle. Because really, when you look at the scores, Wildturtle is the only one doing a crap ton of damage. Everybody else is more manageable, but 15, 6, and 1 with 225 CS, like... you cannot deal with that without getting a solid stun off from either Shen or Xerath and then blowing everything onto Wildturtle. but it doesn't look like that's really going to be the case right now. They're just dying from him. And look at that damage coming out of Wildturtle. The fight going down in the mid lane. Meds on that Annie going to pick up the Ezreal, and they're just going to have to run away from this one. They are just getting too much damage thrown at them. And Annie's burst damage with that Deathfire Grasp, it's an unreal amount of damage. And Balls, once again, just pushing this lane as much as he can. Not quite able to pick off the Shen yet, but enough to force him away from his turret, and he's going to pick up that turret and be moving on to the inhibitor. And a killing spree going for Wildturtle, picking up that Lee Sin. He's just doing an insane amount of damage and taking down those turrets so quickly. And now Evelyn is up here helping out Balls in the top lane. He's already on the inhibitor. The flash coming out to try to stun the Xerath, but a great Xerath stun coming out to stop that stun. It was a counter stun right there. But you got the red team knocking at both top and mid inhibitors. I don't know what you do about this, because Balls, even though he struggled so much in lane, has done so well in farm, beating Shen by 100 CS. And he's just been able to stay in this game so well and push that top lane to the inhibitor. But it looks like finally we have Wildturtle going down. The shutdown bonus going to Zyra, not the person you want that to go to, but Evelyn doing so much damage to the Ezreal. Ezreal is going to go down. It looks like Shen is going to flash away from that one, but Evelyn is going to follow, but be taunted underneath the turret. The Zhonya is coming out. It looks like the Xerath might pick up this one, and that's going to be enough. Shen picking up the kill onto the Evelyn, and it looks like they're going to have to back away from this one. It was a 2-for-1 in favor of the blue team, but they have not really dealt with Balls fully yet. There's Xpecial killing the Zyra. That's going to be a kill. Once again, going to the Zyra. I don't know why he fired in on that one. It wasn't like he wasn't going to die, and Zyra just picking up a kind of another nonsensical kill there. They had so many people on the Renekton. It wasn't like he was not going to get picked off by somebody like the Lee Sin. But Zyra launching her true damage and picking up the kill there. So sitting at 4, 9, and 7, you really want those kills to be going to your carries or people who need the kills more than a support does right now. But you know what? It's just one of those things that happens. I guess she was trying to help and kind of stole that kill away. But I really don't know what the blue team can do against this. They did a great job at knocking down Xpecial and sorry, no, why do I keep mixing up Wildturtle and Xpecial? A great job at knocking down Wildturtle. I'm catching him in so many ultimates and stuns that he could not get that lifesteal going and he could not get that damage going. So they killed him very quickly, and once he died, it became more of a manageable fight for the blue team. But if they don't kill Wildturtle, he's allowed to just pick people off. He will. Look at his items. It's horribly disgusting how fed he is. Like, he is probably, I'm wondering how much money he has right now after picking up that Hurricane. 473, so not a ton. And it looks like he's just going to come in here and look at the damage. Oh my god, the Shen ultimate having to be popped, but it's not even going to save, like, it saves Ezreal, but Ezreal didn't even really need it. Zyra just got taken. He just changed targets so quickly. Ezreal is not going to get picked up. Evelyn is going to get killed from that one. Lee Sin picking up that kill, and Ezreal getting away with just a sliver of health, but Wildturtle able to just run into 2 people and absolutely dominate them, and Shen just having to make a choice, and just he picks Ezreal just because he does more damage than the Zyra. But wow, so much damage coming out with that Hurricane and hitting both of them for so much. And he also has that Guardian Angel, the barrier being popped by Ezreal, and oh my god, just a great flash stopping everything from the Ezreal coming out. The Xerath is going to manage to kill the Annie, but Shen now being taken down from this Wildturtle, getting shielded by Janna. Absolutely nothing they can do. Lee Sin being taken down from Balls, but he's not going to dive him into the turret. That would be a little bit crazy. But the Zyra ultimate coming out because the surrender vote has been voted in favor of. And wow, an unreal game. So I'm very glad that Xpecial, Balls, and Wildturtle ended up winning that one, because that's what this commentary was all about. But Wildturtle, the hero of that story, an unreal game. Sitting there with 19 kills, 7 deaths, and 2 assists with 261 CS. Xpecial with an incredible support game, 1 kill, 2 deaths, and 18 assists. But also you got to hand it to Balls, who pretty much had his standard game that he had in the LCS, where he didn't do great in the lane, got picked on a lot by the jungler, but stayed in there, beating his lane opponent horribly by going right up to the inhibitor. Shen not really having a chance against somebody who was already behind. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game, watching those 3 top tier players do their thing, and I will see you guys in the next game.